few minutes left. My name is Irene. I'm here with Lola today, and we're going to try and guide you through this. Now, we're going to start by announcing the teams, and we're going to start with Vienna Roller Derby. Today, they have the following players with them. Player number 0, Fox Given. Number 013, Resident Evil. 115, Panty Breaker. 19, Action. Number 24, Orgy. Number 247, Bella Chow. Number 28, The Crushinger. Number 281, Mia Steele. Number 313, Pixie Fox. Number 404, Fiat Punto. Number 431, Syntax. Number 591, Flisbee. 616, Vanderstorm. 8, Toromoto. 82, November Pain. 83, Chuck Nora. And the bench crew is Sabotage and Tinkerbell. Let's hear it for Vienna Roller Derby.
And now for London Brawl Saints. Number 00, Dusty. 088, Amazing Disgrace. 12, Bothwell. 162, Mako's Mayhem. 17, Luggage. 2222, Diarrhea. 2305, Struggle. 29, Pharmacist. 300, Ernest. 49, Rogue Fun. 750, Brute. 8, UK Daddy Pod. 98, Palmergeddon. Woo! Now give it up for London Brawl Saints.
As we can hear, the teams are warming up and getting ready to play some derby. Now, who in the audience has seen a derby game before? Hardly anybody. Have you seen a derby game before? Very good. All right, we're going to try and give you some pointers on the rules. And if there's something you don't understand, make sure that you just ask the person next to you. There are a lot of derby fans in the audience, as we heard. Now, for this game, we have the head ref is Dinosaurus. And our head NSO is Mia. The teams get the signal to get on track. Each team gets to field 5 players, 4 blockers, and 1 jammer. And the jammer is the one who scores the points. They will get a signal. And the whistle signifies that the first jam is on. Now we can see that the 2 jammers, Pixie Fox for Vienna and Dusty for London, are both working hard to get through the pack. Lead is called for London's Dusty. There was a star pass. The jammers can pass their star to the pivot. The pivot is the jammer with the line on their helmet. And when that is done, legally, the pivot becomes the jammer. And they can score points. To score points, they actually have to have the helmet cover on their helmet. The star needs to be visible on their head. They cannot have it in their hand. London is racking up some points here. Vienna's jammer, number 8, Torimoto, is working hard to get through the pack. First scoring trip for Vienna, it looks like. London calls off the jam.
That was very exciting.
Very exciting. They're off to a start. This jam we have struggle jamming for London and Anken jamming for Vienna. Vienna's jammer is through the pack, while a penalty was called on London's jammer. Now when a player goes to the penalty box, they have to sit for 30 seconds. The only exception to that rule is when there is a jammer in the penalty box and the other jammer is sent to the box. The first jammer is released. And the second jammer sits only for the same amount of time as the first jammer. That is because we cannot have derby without a jammer on track. Action jamming for Vienna is working their way through the pack. Beautiful pass there.
London jammer is back on the track as well.
London jammer is back on track. Now the jammers have to get through the pack once before they can start scoring points. That's called the initial pass. And London's jammer is out of the pack. You can see the jammer ref signifying by crossing their arms in front of them. That means they did not get lead. And Vienna calls off the jam. That's the power of the lead jammer. They are allowed to decide when the jam ends.
And now in the box, as you can see, we have 2 people sitting there, 1 for each team.
Armageddon jamming for London, and Mia Steele jamming for Vienna. London is out of the pack. Paul Armageddon racing around, making sure they score some points. London's jammer is knocked out of the track and has to recycle back. And London's jammer calls off the jam. The score is now even, 26 to both teams.
While we get ready, thank you so much to the referees. We wouldn't have a game without them.
The jam is on again. Action jamming for Vienna and Dusty jamming for London. Both jammers are still working to get their way out of the pack, and Vienna is out on their initial. Well, London did not make it through their initial pass, meaning that they did not score any points.
These two are very strong walls. This is getting very, very exciting. I
Yep.
hope everybody's following on the YouTube channel. And if you have any comments or anything to let us know, just send it.
For our audience in the hall today, we remind you that it's possible to buy raffle tickets that supports Oslo Roller Derby. We have some wonderful prizes today. We're going to get back to that a little bit later. London is out of the pack, and Struggle is getting ready to rack up some points. There was a star pass for Vienna, and player 591, Flisby, is now Vienna's jammer. First scoring pass gone through. There is some high-speed roller derby going on here. We have Palmergeddon for London, getting ready to jam. And Mia Steele for Vienna. As you can see, both teams are sending one blocker to help their jammer out. It is important to get lead status. It gives you extra power and gives you control of the game. You can see London's jammer calling it off before either one could rack up any points in this jam. Are pushing through, and we can see that Vienna's jammer, Action number 19, is quickly out of the pack. But the London blockers are putting up a good fight. One of London's blockers is being sent to the box for a forearm penalty, giving Vienna an advantage.
London keeps pushing, that's good.
London has two blockers in the box at this time, meaning they will start with only two blockers on the track. in the next jam. However, we can see that one of the blockers is standing up. That means that they will be released within 10 seconds of the start of the jam. They are off. London's jammer races through the pack.
Vienna is coming
Struggle
right behind.
is being followed by Pixie Fox from Vienna. Oh, are we getting a little bit of a fight between the two jammers there?
Now that's a roller derby I like.
Struggle from London is out, but Pixie Fox is hot on their heels. We can see the jammers are the blockers are working hard to catch and hold the jammers. The moment the opposing jammer is through, they go back to the pack to help their own jammer. London calls it off. The score now is 45 for Vienna and 39 for London. We are 12 minutes into the first period. This game is still wide open and anything can happen.
We have a timeout.
Official timeout. Let's hear it for the track ninjas. They make sure the track is safe. We would not be able to do tournaments like this without all the volunteers.
Roller derby is a community, so that's what makes it better. We get a lot of help from people, volunteers, officials, and obviously everybody who's watching derby.
Both the people here in the hall and the people who are watching the stream. Like Lola said before, if you have any messages to pass on to the teams, write them in the chat and we will bring the message on. Jam is on. And London is first out of the pack. Palmergeddon racing around.
Vienna is also out.
That was a jump, but Palmergeddon loses their lead status and is sent to the box for cutting. It might be hard to see on the stream and from the rafters, but the apex jump did not go as intended. Lisby from Vienna races through, getting a lot of good offense help from the blockers on Vienna's team. Another scoring trip going on. While London's jammer is back on track. While we are watching, I can also mention that at 3 o'clock we will have another game here in the hall today with London Brawling Saints playing the home team Oslo Roller Derby. So make sure you tune in for that as well. Lisby is racking up the points here, rolling quickly around the track, getting some good offense help from their blockers. Rolling along past London's black.
London is out as well.
It may look quite smooth, but it is hard work for the jammers to get through and hard work for the blockers to keep them from going through. Vienna racking up a total of 22 points in this last jam, putting them in a more solid lead position. 67 points, while London has 46. jammer is in the box.
Vienna is out, going for it.
Vienna has a power jam. Quite a high-speed game we have going on today. Action number 19 for Vienna is working their way through the pack over and over again while London's jammer is back on track. Like we mentioned before, the jammers, if they get stuck, it is possible for them to pass the star to the pivot on their team. For that to work, they have to give the star up in a proper pass from one hand to another.
Vienna calls it.
Vienna's jammer calls the jam off, while London did struggle to get through on their initial pass. Team timeout for London. That will give us a little bit of a break, and we can do some advertising for the raffle here in the hall today. We have some great prizes. Each raffle ticket is 10 kroners. You can win a gold helmet from S1, sponsored by Deng, who is a provider of roller skating equipment for, I think, all local players here in Norway. In addition, it is possible to win some children's books, merch from Oslo Roller Derby, and there is going to be a special raffle with a wooden puzzle of the Oslo Roller Derby logo created by Kile Ruskol from Oslo Roller Derby. There will be a special raffle just for that. So go get your raffle tickets. The timeout is over and the jam is on again. Both jammers are working to get out of the pack. And London's struggle is first out of the pack, getting lead status, speeding through to rack up some points. With Mia Steele from Vienna catching up, and London calls it off before Vienna can get more points.
The score is Vienna Roll Derby 87 and London Roll Derby 49.
We have about 12 and a half minutes left of this first period. Now we can see the head ref is signaling where the pack is. Players are required to make sure that the blockers stay within reach of each other. Maximum distance between the blockers from each team can be 10 feet. And then you have the engagement zone, which is 20 feet in either direction. Roller derby is a full contact sport. It can be a little bit rough. That is why we have a bunch of rules and regulations to keep both players and officials safe.
And we also have medics in the house.
Current score is 94 to Vienna, 57 to London. Another team timeout to London.
In
Vienna
11,
this time had a team timeout.
in 11 minutes, you can go down to the merch stand and get some tickets for the raffle. You can buy 10 tickets for 100 kroners. Not a sale, but kind of sounds like one.
Still, also, both the local team and the visiting teams do have some merch for sale for those of you in the hall today. Team timeout is over. We can see Vienna lining up on the pivot line while London's blockers are back on the jammer line. A little bit of movement there before the jam started. It is a way to avoid your opponent knowing where you're going to line up and what kind of game you're going to play in that jam.
Really, those 5 seconds are very, very important.
London's Dusty is out of the pack with lead status. Pushing through Vienna's blockers. Well, the London wall is giving Vienna's jammer a hard time.
I guess another one bites the Dusty. Back on the track. And like I say, those 5 minutes are going to be very important, so follow what the jammer is doing. And also the blockers, because that's where the action goes.
Vienna is starting this jam with a jammer in the box, meaning London gets to begin with a power jam, giving some welcome help to their jammer to get through and get lead status. Struggle jamming for London, working their way through the pack.
Struggle is giving it their all.
Getting a bit of offense help from their blockers. This does not seem to be a real struggle for London's jammer. And however, they are sent to the box for a forearm penalty. And Vienna's jammer is released. As a jammer, if you have lead status and you get a penalty, you lose your status, and we will have a full 2-minute jam.
So this is going to last 2 minutes. In theory. Pixie Fox goes through. Pixie Fox for Vienna.
Vienna's jammer is knocked off the track by London's blockers. And Struggle
is back.
Slice their way through the pack. As does Pixie Fox jamming for Vienna.
We fall, but we get up. That's the beauty of roller derby.
Official review has been called by London's team. We're going to take a short break while the referees confer. In the meantime, the audience may go buy some raffle tickets or some merchandise.
And then we have our track ninjas going around, checking that everything is going well.
Making sure the track is nice and safe for everyone. Spending the quiet time wisely. London has 2 blockers in the box from the previous jam. It will be interesting to see what this official review is all about.
Thank you again to all the volunteers, officials, and medics.
We are very glad to see that the medics do not have much to do today.
Very thankful. Very demure.
Head referee is letting the teams know what happened. Perhaps we will get some information to share with you all.
Maybe not. Okay, we're back.
We have game tournament oversight color. Now the London team requested a cut penalty on Vienna's jammer in the previous jam. However, the no call stands and London loses their official review. Vienna's jammer 1-9, Action is out of the pack, starting their scoring trip. London's jammer, Palmergeddon, chasing them, but Vienna calls it off before it looks like London was able to score any points. Derby is high intensity, and as you can see, the teams do switch lines for each jam, giving the players a welcome breather. It is not uncommon for the teams to practice with their regular lines, making sure that the 4 blockers know each other's strengths and weaknesses and know how to work together. London gets lead this time. London's jammer was knocked off the track but called the jam off before Vienna could score any points.
And before I even told you who was jamming. It's going fast before. Keep your eyes peeled.
Lisby jamming for Vienna and Struggle jamming for London. the blockers chasing the jammer out of the pack. But London's struggle makes it look easy peasy.
When I'm getting squeezed by blockers, I really do question all my life choices up to that moment. But once you're out, that's the fun part.
Lining up for the next jam, we have about 4.5 minutes left of this first period of the exciting game between London and Vienna. Although there is a point difference of 22 points at the moment, it is still open and can go anywhere. The referees are keeping their eye on the game, making sure that things go the way it should. Both jammers are out of the pack.
It's a race.
Action number 19, jamming for Vienna, is flying through the pack.
We have 50 people watching the stream right now. And yes, you can send a message to Oslo Roll Derby. You can send it to any team, really. Just let us know.
Now, an official roller derby game like this is a final tune machine. There are 22 people in addition to the players, making sure things go smoothly. Both jammers working their way through. And London's Dusty is through almost a second time, racking up 4 points for London in this jam.
We have a timeout.
Official timeout has been called. We're going to let the referees have a chance to confer.
We also have 1 minute and a half of the game, so if you want to send your messages through the stream, go for it. During the official timeout, as we mentioned before, our track ninjas go around checking, making sure that it's safe to play.
Official review has been called from Vienna. And the team will get a chance to present their grievance. While we are waiting for this, we want to remind you that if you are here in the hall today, you have the chance to get some merchandise or some cool skating equipment from one of our sponsors, Dang.
We also have a solar power lamp from Bright. thanks to our amazing beginner player, Lorena, who's also manning the merch. And a haircut from Hair by
the
Lina
haircut
Padilla.
was given away yesterday.
There's no more haircuts. I have a pair of scissors, so if you still want a haircut, let me know.
But maybe the
Shouldn't be
raffle
advertised.
booth can come and give the announcers some updated information about the prizes today.
There's also a beautiful picture of our Oslo Road Derby captain, Panzervina, signed, exclusive picture in a frame. You definitely want that in your house, so buy some raffles.
The raffle will be drawn after the third game of the day. That one starts at 3 o'clock, where London Brawling Saints will play Oslo Roller Derby. Right now, we are watching Vienna Roller Derby play the London Brawl Saints. And there is an official review going on called by Vienna. You can see the officials are conferring.
Official times out can also be a little bit of a breather for the teams. So
Once the official
always very
review is
welcome.
done, we will see if we can get some information about it and share with you who are watching on the stream and the audience here in the hall. All right, so what we heard was that Vienna called their official review because their jammer got a penalty, and Vienna thought the penalty should instead be given to the blocker from London. However, after the official review, the penalty on Vienna's jammer stands, but the London blocker was also given a penalty and had to report to the box. This means that London started this jam with their jammer on track while Vienna's jammer is still in the box, giving London a power jam. London's jammer's struggle is, however, having a bit of a struggle getting through Vienna's solid wall. And now both jammers are on track, and Vienna's jammer, Mia Steele, sails through the pack. Beautiful
look at
apex
that.
jump, racking up some points, while London's jammer is still working their way through Vienna's wall. There was a star pass for London, and London's jammer is now Diarrhea, player 2222. However, that did not give any points to London in this round. That was the end of the first period. The score at the moment is 126 points for Vienna.
And 91 for London Roller Derby.
Everybody, we are getting ready for Derby again. A few more minutes and then we're gonna go. We can see that the officials are getting in their place. London has already lined up on track.
I hope everybody's back on the stream as well. We have 50 people. Can we get some more?
Remember, if you want to send a shout out as a comment to the stream, you can. We will convey the message to the teams here in the hall today. There is also another derby game at 3 p.m. Featuring the London Ball Saints playing against the home team Oslo Roller Derby. Now we had a fun day of derby yesterday, and today is racking up to be just as exciting. We are watching Vienna Roller Derby play London, and the score at the moment is 126 for Vienna and 91 for London. That is a 35-point difference, but in derby that does not have to mean anything, and this game can still go anyway. And we're off. The first jam has started. We have Pixie Fox jamming for Vienna and Dusty jamming for London. Both jammers are working on getting through the pack. And the blockers from both teams are giving them a hard time. Oh, London's jammer is now in the box.
But they're standing up.
Getting ready.
Follow it very closely.
Pixie Fox is racking up some points for Vienna now, probably. London's jammer is racing past the opposing blockers and is out on their initial pass.
You have to put the panty back on.
And Vienna calls the jam off with a total of 4 points for Vienna.
We have Dusty back as a jammer.
Quick switch there right before the start of the jam with London's jammer. Dusty lining up again. Both jammers are out of their initial pass. And London's jammer calls off the jam with 4 points, 3 points for London Roller Derby. 4 points. We are getting ready for another jam. With Paul Margeddon jamming for London and Mia Still jamming for Vienna. There is some fast skate work from both blockers and jammers out on track. The referee's calling a no pack, making the blockers ensure that they are close enough to each other. This rule is in place to avoid the game stretching out all along the track. And giving the jammers a clear view of what they have to pass through to score their points.
I think these blockers have been so protein in the meantime because they are very strong.
Several penalties being called. One Vienna blocker, one London blocker have reported to the box, meaning both teams have only 3 blockers on track. That does not have to mean that it'll be any easier for the jammers to pass. And both teams' walls are looking really strong now. We can see how they help each other out. They are not allowed to hold on to each other to prevent an opposing player from passing, but they can hold on to each other to help each other stabilize. Vienna's jammer is out, speeding around the track. There we go. Oh, a little bit of sound from the audience. I want to remind you that the players do get energy from the energy of the audience. I want to encourage you to cheer for the teams and the players. Make some noise. There we go. We are so happy that you are here. It is more fun to play when someone is watching.
Somebody wanted to start a wave there. Yeah, waves are encouraged. So go for it.
Next jam is off, and Struggle is jamming for London, while Pixie Fox is jamming for Vienna. Struggle working at the front of the pack. And no pack call from the referees ensured that Struggle could get through. All the blockers are expected to react when a no pack is called. I want to remind everybody here in the hall that we are going to have a game after this derby game is over, where the audience members can have a chance to participate. It involves a ball, so if you are good with the ball, come on down after the game. We will provide you with some more information as soon as that is ready. Oh, there was a star pass for Vienna, and Flisby 591 takes over as jammer in Vienna for Vienna.
All the action was happening right in front of us. So cool. Thank you so much to our volunteers and officials and our medics.
And the jam is on. Both teams are starting with a blocker in the box, giving the jammers the chance to get through quicker. London's Dusty is already through, and Vienna's jammer, Action, number 19, is close on their heels. However, London calls it off before Vienna can rack up any points in this round. The current score is 134 to Vienna and 105 for London, meaning that London is slowly closing the gap up to their opponents. London had one blocker in the box. They are returning to the track now, and both teams are the full amount of blockers as well as the jammers. The jammers may have different strategies when they are doing their job. Some like to get their speed up, some like to jump around, and some of them do both at the same time. Star pass for Vienna, and Number 8, Torimoto, took over as jammer, but did not have time to score any points before London's jammer called it off. Now, I have to say we are seeing some beautiful blocking work from both teams today. It is surprisingly hard work. Several blockers are in the box right now. And Vienna's Pixie Fox is working hard at the front of the pack, but is knocked out and recycled back. London's jammer is on track. But Pixie Fox is out.
That was a hard wall to pass through. And they managed. That was really good. Yeah, give it up for them.
Now,
London is at it again.
Blockers as well do need to pay attention to the track edges. If they are knocked out, they have to make sure they re-enter behind the opposing player who knocked them out. Otherwise, they will be issued a penalty for cutting. Strong walls from both teams here. London going in with a bit of offense to help their jammer. The London pivot has taken the star, and there is a star pass for London, but sadly no points. Both teams are working hard to keep the jammers in check. Current score is 138 for Vienna and 109 for London.
Jamming for London is Dusty, and jamming for Vienna is Action.
Both jammers are out of the pack and they are racing around the track.
If you're in the hall, you can also see what's happening from the benches.
Now, it can be quite terrifying being a blocker when the jammers really get their speed on. They do not slow down. London starting with their pivot in the penalty box. There we go. Vienna's jammer gets a penalty and is sent to the box, meaning London has a power jam. That is always an advantage for the jammers when the blockers can spend their time and energy helping them pass. And there is a star pass, but a penalty is called on the new jammer from London, number 2222, Diarrhea. When London's jammer reported to the box, Vienna's jammer was released. They tried to sneak by on the inside, but London's blockers prevented them from going out. And another cutting penalty for Vienna's jammer. This is going back and forth. Now we cannot have derby without a jammer on track.
That's what London is showing us. They have their jammer back on.
Now London's jammer is working hard to push through. There was a star pass earlier in the jam.
They're out.
Diarrhea, The 2-2-2-2 is jamming for London. They are through on their initial and they are trying to score a few points. Now, because both jammers have been in the penalty box, nobody has lead. But London's jammer gets a forearm penalty and is sent back to the box. This is going to be a full 2-minute jam, and there the time was up and the jam was called by the jam timer. Official review called from London. We're going to give the team a chance to explain to the referees what their grievance is, and the referees will then confer.
Remember, everybody here live, the jammers get recharged by cheers. So you have to cheer for your jammers and your blockers as well. We're doing a lot of very hard work. This is a very official review, so we're gonna just remind you that you should be buying raffle tickets, and that after this we have a contest.
Now, there was an official review. The black team, London, wanted to have a penalty removed from their jammer, a forearm penalty from the previous jam. However, the call stands, meaning the black team lose their official review. Vienna's jammer is quickly out of the pack, while London has a jammer and 2 blockers in the box at the beginning of the jam. Another London blocker reporting to the box. Vienna looks like they are in a superior position at the moment, but things can quickly change. Kudos to the London blockers who are doing their job in spite of being only 2 on the track. The London jammer is back, trying to get through Vienna's wall, while Vienna's jammer sails through quite smoothly. Now London is back in full numbers. Let's see if that can make it harder for Vienna's jammer. London's jammer is through. But Vienna's jammer has lead and calls the jam off before London can score any points. Quite a few points scored for Vienna in that last jam. They are up with another 16 points, making the current points 156 for Vienna and 112 for London. Vienna's blockers gathering up to catch London's jammer at the back, while Vienna's jammer is working hard with London's wall at the front of the pack. Both teams' blockers are making it really hard for the jammers right now. Stability, strength, and communication are super important. A bit of offense for London's jammer, but Vienna is holding strong.
All the action is happening in front of us. This is super cool.
London's jammer is knocked out by blocker number 591, Fliss Blaze from Vienna, and recycled back. London's wall is working hard to catch Vienna's jammer. They have boxed the jammer in and are trying to get them off the track. A bit of offense there, but both walls are holding strong. London's pivot is reporting back to on track and takes over the star in a star pass. But the star pass did not help as the new jammer is given a penalty and sent to the box.
That means that Vienna starts with a little bit of an advantage. But remember that this score doesn't tell us the full story yet. We still have to wait all the way to the end.
The jam is on. Vienna is starting with a power jam. Only one jammer on track, giving the Viennese jammer an advantage as all the blockers can help them get through. However, London is putting up a real fight, making it hard for Vienna's jammer to get through in spite of the offense. A beautiful jump on the inside there from the jammer. Mia Steele races around the track as London's jammer comes out of the penalty box. London's jammer is through, but Vienna calls it off before London has the chance to score any points. This is proving to be a very successful tactic from Vienna today. We have a little more than 10 minutes left of this game. Current score is 162 to Vienna.
And 112 for London roller derby. Everybody on the stream, you have to remember that there's a lot of communication happening between the blockers and their own jammer.
Both jammers are out. Oh, a little bit of a scuffle there. London's jammer speeds ahead of Vienna's, but the jam is called off without any points for either team. Now, while we're waiting, why don't we give it up for the team's audience? There we go. Give them some cheers. Make sure that they can hear you. It is intense. London is down, but they nothing is decided yet. Things can suddenly change. Make sure that you share some energy with the teams. Vienna's jammer is given a penalty and is sent to the box, giving London a power jam. Let's see if they can take advantage of this situation. The London blockers are helping their jammer through the pack, and London slides through.
The struggle is really giving them a run for their money.
There are some hard hits in roller derby, but London's jammer is back on the track after being hit out. A bit of melee in the middle there, but Vienna's jammer is out. London calls it off, but not until Vienna scores 1 point. However, London racked up 8 points in that last jam, closing the gap to Vienna. For all of you watching the stream out there, if you have any messages or cheers for the teams, write them in the comments and we will convey the message. Next jam is on. We have Pixie Fox jamming for Vienna while Dusty is wearing the star for London. Pixie Fox is through. London's jammer is knocked out and recycled back, while London's wall is giving Vienna's Pixie Fox quite a hard time. Bit of offense there from Vienna's pivot. Both jammers are working, but the walls are holding really hard. And London's Dusty is out. However, Vienna calls it off before London's jammer has circled the track. Keep up the good work, audience. Make some noise for the teams. We have 6 minutes left of this game.
We have Vienna roll derby with 167 and London roll derby with 120.
Yep. We did hear a bit of a cheer for some of the referees. Make sure that you share your energy in the audience with the players on track and with the officials. Now, if you're really interested in roller derby, next year there will be the World Championships will be in Innsbruck, Vienna, Innsbruck, Austria.
Yes.
Sorry. So if you're interested, go check it out on the WUFTA homepage and go see some of the best derby in the world. Give a little bit of a shout out to Team Norway, who I know have started practicing for the World Championships next year. While we are watching Vienna and London fighting it out on the track here in Oslo today. We have Mia Steele jamming for Vienna and Palmer Geddon is jamming for London. Both jammers are working hard to get through the opposing walls. A little bit of an assist there for Palmer Geddon, who gets through the pack. London has lead in this jam. And London's Palmer again sails past the pack without any hindrance, speeding around the track, making sure that they can rack up a few points. Tries an apex, but lands on the inside of the track and calls it off, giving London 4 points, while Vienna gets none in this round. Both teams starting with full numbers for the next jam. We have number 19 Action jamming for Vienna and 2305 Struggle jamming for London. London is working hard at the front of the pack to get through, but Vienna's wall is holding strong. Both teams have blockers being sent to the box, and Vienna manages to get their jammer through, as London's Struggle is reporting to the box. Power jam for Vienna right now. London's wall is lining up, trying to catch the jammer, making it difficult for them to pass. Vienna's jammer is circling the track, and London's jammer is through, putting the star back on their helmet to make it possible for them to score some points. However, Vienna calls it off just in time.
Thank you again to our track ninjas, making sure that everything can run smoothly.
Now, I want to remind you that after this game, there's gonna be a competition down on the floor. Maybe we'll get some more information about the competition to share with all of you.
We had a quick change of jammer there. We have a timeout as well for London. It's a timeout for London, so everybody can still cheer. Can hear you.
There we go. Some former Derby players, Rocky Gold and Susie Hot Rod, making a bit of noise from the rafters. Good to see you.
Now remember to buy raffles because the prices are good.
We are ready. Just a few minutes left. Make sure the teams can hear you now, audience. Just a couple minutes left of this game, and regardless of the results, it is fun when the audience are cheering. This is some lovely derby being played out there. Vienna's jammer is through the pack, while London's jammer is sent to the box. That means that London's blockers have a job to do, but Flisby from Vienna sails through. Frisbee sails through the pack once again without much of a struggle.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah, Flisby's
That
booty.
is some beautiful skating.
Flisby.
Vienna has really played some nice roller derby this tournament, beating the home team Oslo yesterday after a very exciting game. Their lines are strong, their jammer's fast. And Flisby jamming for Vienna is recycled back by London's blockers. Palmergeddon being recycled by the Viennese wall.
We're done.
And the jam is over. Waiting to see now. While we are waiting for the official score, oh, there's a timeout going on. And it looks like we're gonna have another jam. Team timeout. That is one way to ensure that you get one last jam even though the clock has run out.
So make sure you follow what's happening. It's gonna go fast.
All the teams that are playing in this tournament are ranked in Europe, and the results of each game will influence the rankings. Now, for those of you who are good with the ball, there will be a competition at 3 o'clock.
Time to cheer.
And they're off. Last jam of the game, we can assume, and London is giving it all they have. London's Dusty gets a penalty.
Sent to the box.
And is gone to the box. Can Vienna score a few more points this jam? They get lead.
The drummer is out.
Pixie Fox has done an amazing job for Vienna this game. The competition is going to be at 2 o'clock.
Pixie Fox was fighting a very strong
London's
wall.
jammer hits the wall at high speed and rushes through. But Vienna calls it off with 4 points, 5 points in that last jam, while London scored none. We are waiting for the official score, and while we are waiting, I can tell you that at 2 o'clock, there will be a competition down on the track. The clock in the hall says that it is 2:30, but it is actually only 1:35, so at 2 o'clock, everybody can have a chance to participate in a competition using
And
a
no, you
ball.
don't need skates.
And we have a final score, giving Vienna 203 points in this game, while London racks up 124. And I encourage everyone in the audience to come down now to the yellow and black line to give the players a high five from both teams. So audience, please come down to the yellow and black line. Pernilla, in her beautiful owl dress, is showing you where you can line up to give the players a
Come
high
on, everybody
five.
has to come down.
Come on, everybody.
You gotta
This
show us how much you enjoyed this
is
game.
the fun part, and it feels good for the players as well.